I'm gonna tell you, man, it is really tough being in Hollywood in today's day and age, especially if you're on a... I've seen the name of this show a lot. I have no idea what it's about, and judging by the cast that's on it, I have no intentions of ever watching this nonsense. Not like I ever would. I've been away from Hollywood and all that kind of stuff for a very long time. I just like to laugh at it whenever it comes up, okay? But this is something I've been talking about for quite a long time, and I haven't seen anybody else really talk about it, but there's an obvious star problem in Hollywood. Okay, like there are very few Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise, Robert Downey Jr.'s, like actual movie stars, guys that are just bigger than their biggest roles. Okay, like Chris Evans, he's Captain America and nothing else. Like the guy is going to be typecast for that role just like Mark Hamill was. He's not going to be the Harrison Ford, okay? He's not going to be bigger than Han Solo. He's not going to have his Indiana Jones moment. He's not going to go on to, star in The Fugitive and have a career after that. You're typecast and that sucks to suck. You're a shitty human being. I don't really care outside of that. But when it comes to replacing the current crop of aging stars, it's really few and far between. Like, I don't know a young star that's out there, okay? Men, women, nobody's who's on that level. Like Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet during that shitty Titanic film, okay? You could see them on the come up, okay? And DiCaprio, he's up there with that upper echelon of guys when he's not jetting around the world fucking a 26-year-old on his private jet, but then complaining about how everybody else needs to do something about climate change. Yeah, no, exactly. But whatever, I appreciate his lifestyle. I just hate what he talks about. But that has nothing to do specifically with this instance right here. Okay, this is Sydney Sweeney. She's got a wonderful rack and a terrible dye job, like most people in Hollywood. All right, Dr. Nip Tuck does wonderful work, okay, but fucking fire your stylist, for Christ's sakes. I barely earn enough to survive. I know a little bit about this article. I haven't read it completely and entirely. It's damning in one instance. It's typical of the fact that it's a woman complaining about her pay and the fact that she probably didn't negotiate for this and doesn't really have the history or any of the accomplishments in the industry in order to back up a pay raise. But then also the fact that Hollywood doesn't want to make stars out there. They just want these interchangeable faces, okay, in already pre-established franchise roles. Like, does it really matter who's going to be the next Black Panther because they recast it? They had Chadwick Boseman, okay, and then it's unfortunate that he died. Very talented guy, but they can just do, Black Panther again because Black Panther's the Marvel film, and it'll be fine. It'll just go out in perpetuity, okay? I don't even know the rest of the slop that's going to be coming out there, but it doesn't much matter. People are looking forward to those characters. They could give a fuck who's actually going to be playing them. As long as you're serviceable in the role, the PS2 graphics that are on most of these fucking films, it'll just carry the day. People go in for the weekend, see Marvel movie 7859, and they'll just clap stupidly and then forget it by the time that they get back to their vehicle or on public transit back to their pods where they can continue to eat the bugs and then just wait for next Marvel product to come out. So let's see what this actually has to say. It turns out that starring in a hit HBO show doesn't guarantee time to party like a rock star. I actually didn't know that Euphoria was an HBO show. I guess it's kind of telling in the fact that it's right behind there. I don't know what this is about or anything like that. And again, I think this is a new show, right? Like, again, even when Big Bang Theory and even when Friends first hit the air, okay, in the first season, the entire cast of those shows weren't making $1 million per episode, okay? They weren't making fuck all anywhere near as close as they were towards the end of the show's run, okay? Outside of pre-established stars like Charlie Sheen walking on the set of 2.5 Men, okay? Unless you have somebody who's driving that project, they aren't getting paid as much as they would after they have established themselves in said role or in said program. It just makes sense, right? I don't know exactly what she's going to be complaining about, but she's a young, white, presumably liberal woman. I kind of know what she's going to be complaining about. Okay. Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney revealed her wallet does not yet justify a break to enjoy the lush life. if that's what you're doing, you deserve to not get paid what you think you're entitled to, okay? If you're just going to be pissing it away or snorting it away, good riddance to you. And if you yell too loud, guess what? There's another crop of 24, 23, 22-year-olds who are just as hot, if not hotter than you, that are just more than willing to take a fraction of what you're being paid in order to get exposed if they're making another season of this fucking nonsense show. God, and it just hit me. This is an HBO show. They used to have really good content, but again, that's been just about 2 decades at this point. If I wanted to take a 6-month break, a lot of people want to take a 6-month break. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't have the income to cover that. A lot of people don't have the fucking income to cover that. A lot of people also don't want to cover that, okay? Because they actually like what they do, okay? Like, I get a little antsy if I take 2 days off in perpetuity. But again, we're not all built the same. Men and women are specifically different, and women of a certain air of entitlement are definitely different. Okay, the rising sex symbol. Okay, listen, let's not fucking go too far, okay? You got a nice rack, but you got a D+ face. I don't have someone supporting me. I don't have anyone I can turn to pay my bills or call for help. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. That's also telling of the fact that maybe you're repressing your internal drive to, I don't know, maybe get into a successful relationship, and you think that you're pursuing your fucking go-nowhere career is somehow going to fulfill you. I don't know. Maybe it's your internal femininity talking. The 24-year-old noted that she obviously isn't broke. Hello, Miu Langini and Armani Beauty campaign deals. So either she's a really shit negotiator or she's just entitled. Could be both. But she doesn't profit as much from her day job as many people think. Yeah, but she wants to take a 6-month break from something, okay? I would hardly call that a day job. They don't pay actors like they used to. You're 24, how the fuck do you know? And with streamers, you no longer get residuals. Now you get all your money up front. So again, just be better with your fucking money, stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, a sex symbol. She is I could find 14 different bitches just going to a couple of different grocery stores in town, okay? I could find them on that fucking level. She's so fucking average, it hurts, okay? Maybe she's a great person. Really doesn't much matter, okay? When you are sold on your body, this is what you trade. Hey, man. Them are the breaks. She looks like great value Billie Eilish, okay? With half of the musical talent. Which isn't saying much. The established stars still get paid, but I have to give 5% to my lawyer, 10% to my agents, 3% or something like that to my business manager. Everybody has to do that, okay? The established stars still get paid. You're 24 on some fucking streaming show and you're bitching and moaning about the fucking pay that you're getting. Somebody's awfully entitled. The Emmy-nominated star rattled off. Actually, I just got to check the back end of my YouTube because I'm pretty sure I also got nominated for an Emmy for what I put out. So again, you're not special. You're not special at this point, okay? And I'm sure that this fucking interview probably got nominated for a Grammy, so who gives a shit? I have to pay my publicist every month. Okay, I also have to pay the fucking light bill every month. Jesus. And that's more than my mortgage. Oh, well, somebody's making terrible housing decisions. If I just acted, I wouldn't be able to afford my life in LA. I take deals because I have to. Aw, poor lady. She's so sad that she takes really bad television contracts that show up on her door. She's so sad that people want to take pictures of her with fucking ridiculous feathers and flowers in her hair. I'm sure this really resonates with somebody who's fucking laying bricks in 34, well, right now while I'm recording this, is 33 degree heat outside, Celsius that is, so that translates to I think like just about 90 or something like that, but it's a dry heat up here. Last year we were at about 50, so I can't really complain, it's just a couple of days anyways. Shirley, the mortgage on her $3 million Los Angeles mansion. You're 24 years old, you got a couple of modeling contracts, and you've been on, what, one show of some profile, and you bought a $3 million mansion in Los Angeles. You're retarded, okay? So you're narcissistic, you're solipsistic, and you're bad with money. So you're just a 24-year-old girl, okay? However, the starter home... sorry, what? The starter home is not in a gated community. You get a $3 million home and it's not in a gated community? This is what I meant. I knew a little bit about this article. I didn't know how much she spent. I knew that she was in Los Angeles, okay? So the fact that it's a $3 million home that she bought, which is retarded, okay? Probably a big place, okay? And if she's the only person there and she's not subletting it or Airbnb-ing it whenever she's out there filming or doing shoots or something, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. But again, if you were actually paying a decent manager, they would probably tell you when it comes to that. Or maybe you are, and you're just trying to complain, women need to get paid more. Yeah, women do get paid just as much as men, okay? That's an indisputable fact. But when it comes to your experience, you don't have it. You don't have the acumen. You don't have the resume as somebody else who's equally as the same age as you in the field. Like, who the fuck are you complaining about this stuff? Why did you have to live in a Los Angeles mansion? I can't afford to live in my $3 million house. Yeah, no, exactly. What is this, just like a cry for an application for sugar daddies? That's... Oh well. However, this, yeah, not in a gated community, which means fan can easily drive by and snap a picture for the internet. We'll just start monetizing that shit, you stupid. When the reporter suggested purchasing a gate. What? Purchasing a gate? No, have you thought about buying locks for your house? What does this have to do with anything? Sweeney allegedly noted that she had already maxed out her budget by acquiring the property last year. Then you're really, really, really stupid. Really stupid. I couldn't believe I was even able to buy a house. Is your credit that bad? No, well, I want to be able to stay there. Yeah, well, I want a solid gold toilet. That ain't gonna be happening, okay? You should know how to live beyond, live under your fucking means. But Lord have mercy, this is a bitch who thinks that her fucking good looks are gonna be carrying her through the rest of her life. And again, she's already wearing bird cages on her head, so I don't really think she's gonna have a long career. But like, there's nothing special about her. Sorry. Again, if you are putting yourself out there as a model, which I don't know if you're modeling steps or bad hooker boots or chainmail tops, like, if we're judging you on your looks because that's what you're putting out there, you are unspectacular on every fucking conceivable level. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the definition of a 5. She is average in every fucking metric, okay? Average when it comes to finances, average when it comes to decision making, average when it comes to really spinning a lie, and definitely average when it comes to looks. Sorry, the White Lotus star. What the fuck is that? Has been open about the past, about financial hardships her parents faced when they moved to LA to pursue her acting career at 13 years old. Then, oh my Lord have mercy, you bought a $3 million house, but your parents experienced a bunch of hardships. Why aren't you looking after your parents for making that gigantic sacrifice? We lived in one room. My mom and I shared a bed, and my dad and a little brother shared a couch. You fuck it. Oh my God, this entitled bitch. I'm just crying in my cavernous mansion. Meanwhile, my parents sacrificed and struggled. Oh, I hate her. I hate her so much. She recalled in the profile explaining that her family ended up living in a motel. Oh, the stress has also put a strain on her mom and dad's marriage, so Sweeney said she worked out to mend it. I'm sure you did a lot of things, okay? Did you give them a rousing speech and then at the end everybody stood up and clapped? Oh, I thought if I made enough money I'd be able to buy my parents' house back and that they'd be able to put my parents back together, but when I turned 18 I only had $800 to my name. Well, how much do you have now? $900? Whatever, you... Terrible with money and terrible with relationships. This is a cry for help, okay? This is a pleading for an attention. Hit it for whatever it's fucking worth. Ugh. My parents weren't back together and there was nothing I could do to help. You're 18 years old out there living your best life, okay? I don't think you care that much, okay? Because I'm just saying there's more to this story, but you're just putting out enough there. It's like, well, I just came from a very difficult upbringing where my parents flew us all out to Los Angeles and we lived in a one-room apartment and I ended up, I don't know, dressing up like a bipolar lion for a living. It's really terrible. You know what? I've also... Okay, because I mentioned a bunch of different things that we're going to be covering there. I think I covered the female solipsism pretty well, okay? And the fact that she's really bad with her money and she's just obviously crying for attention, hoping that she's going to get a gig off of this and somebody's going to get the headlines because, oh my God, she gets a multi-million-dollar deal after raising awareness that people in Hollywood aren't getting paid that much. This is also the fact that the profession of being in Hollywood, being a movie star, being a TV star, being a mass media icon, it's a very shrinking proposition in today's day and age. Where is all the money being made? Well, it's being made thanks to the fact that we kind of live in a gig economy. What do I mean by that? It's the economy where you have to have multiple hats that you wear. Not those ones. Those are awful. Those are feather dusters. If you're a girl like that, you have to be a model. You have to be an orator. You have to be a talker in some form or fashion. You have to be skilled. It was the old triple threat that was out there, going back and referencing like a Cary Grant gimmick, okay? Acting, singing, dancing. You have to be multifaceted in order to thrive in today's society. So, if you're an actress, you could be like Brie Larson and have an astroturfed YouTube channel that you give up after 6 months because, oh my god, new Captain Marvel movie is going to be coming out in some form or fashion. Wonderful, fantastic. Nobody was paying attention to your fucking astroturfed nonsense. You can do that, okay? Or you can have a singing career like, I think Zendaya is a singer or something like that. She's a model at least. Like, she's got a bunch of different fingers and a bunch of different pies that are out there. Or you could be like Bella Thorne, a former, wasn't she a Mouseketeer or something like that? And now she's a professional whore. You can go a bunch of different directions. But long and short of it is, Hollywood's not paying the bills. It's definitely an industry where there's the have-yachts and the have-nots, okay? It's becoming painfully obvious at this point because you see the same few faces over and over again. It's either one of the many old faces in Hollywood or it's a production house vehicle. It's a Marvel film. It's a Harry Potter spinoff, Fantastic Beasts or something like that, okay? It's an established franchise where they can just bring some people in, okay? They could use that in order to elevate somebody's profile, give them the opportunity in order to blossom into a star, but they don't really want that. I've been seeing this when it comes to professional wrestling for a very long time, okay? They were trepidatious in building up anybody, even to the point of Roman Reigns, which outside of wrestling circles, nobody knows who the fuck Roman Reigns is, and for good reason. The guy has negative charisma. But whatever, okay? Vince McMahon, I know he recently stepped down and all that shit. Yeah, really stepped down, but whatever. Didn't want to build anybody up like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock again. While professional wrestling was at its hottest, those two guys were up at the top. Don't let any revisionist history be out there like, oh no, DX really pushed it. Yeah, go fuck yourself, okay? The war was already over by the time that they drove the Jeep to WCW. That was fine and all, but it was The Rock and it was Austin, okay? And then right at the zenith, right at everything peaking, Austin had to take a step back because he was super fucking injured, okay? And then The Rock was going off into Hollywood, and what did that leave them with? A bunch of really good workers and a really good product for a few years, but nothing. Okay, sure, they tried to build up Brock Lesnar, but what happened right there? He was there, he was the next big thing, right? Strapped the title on him, just put a fucking rocket on his back and had him work with Kurt Angle, and then got all the way to the top, and then he flamed out because he didn't like the travel schedule. So I was like, oh, fuck. Now we're going to try to make, Kurt Angle work, okay? And then he got hooked on Percocet, and then he just went off to TNA. So it's like, oh, fuck, we don't want to build anybody up that high ever again. And then, they were very trepidatious when it came to building anybody else up, okay? So you had John Cena, and he reached his stardom, and now he's got, I don't know, a whole bunch of fucking B-level movie projects that are out there. He's trying to make it as a great value Rock right now, and God bless him. He's got one role that he plays, the straight guy with sarcastic comments or a lack of self-awareness when it comes to comedy. Oh boy, great, yeah. A white male who's socially retarded. What a brand new fucking concept out there for an original character. Who could have ever come up with that? No, nobody in wrestling. They don't ever want to build anybody up that high. You take a look at the guys who were really close to breaking through up at the top. Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, getting right up to the top, and then had the knees cut out from right underneath of them because they didn't want anybody to get bigger than the brand. And that's what we've got in Hollywood right now. And that's why you have to be multifaceted, okay? Look at who WWE just signed, okay? Logan fucking Paul. One of the Paul brothers. Either Logan or who's the other one? Jake? Yeah, Jake. Okay, I think it was Logan Paul, right? They signed him to the multi-match deal over a couple of years, so he's going to be at all the big shows, and I guess they think that that'll attract clicks or something. But where did the Paul brothers make their start? On social media with short-form content, and now they become a multimedia platform in and of themselves. Podcasts, boxing gimmicks, okay? They've done everything, and hey, I don't like their content specifically. I don't think I've ever watched a Paul Brothers anything, really. They made the most of their talent by not being afraid to do anything, okay? Like, the only thing I know about them when it comes to their content, they started on Vine and then had to post an apology video for showing a hanging in a Japanese forest or something like that, but whatever. The money is no longer in Hollywood. That old money is staying in those old money circles. It's if you want to use the term boys club, it's a boys and girls club, and it's a small circle. And guess what? You, sweetheart, I already forgot your name. You ain't in it. Not too many other people are going to be coming into it unless you are born into it, okay? And then eventually when the studio system crumbles, we'll see what Disney does in the next few years, okay? Warner Brothers, they just continue to trip over their own dick. We'll see what the restructuring is, okay? Because guess what? The real fucking money is over on TikTok. God, I can't believe I'm saying that. But yeah, no, a lot of these people are getting fucking paid, okay? Life is good if you can be a Chinese social media influencer, okay? And political influences aside when it comes to this, okay, this isn't unique, okay? This is just the TikTok example, but guess what? Short form content, this is what all of these, top level executives think is the most popular shit that's out there, right? Short form content people can just consume and consume and consume. It gets a lot of clicks, okay? Be interesting for 45 seconds. That's why women thrive on Instagram and why men thrive on YouTube, because longer form content, most of these broads can't be fucking interesting outside of 30 to 45 seconds to begin with, okay? That's why you have the modeling industry that heavily caters towards women, and that's why they normally market with women, okay? And just saying, because easier to keep somebody's attention for a very short amount of time if you're attractive and you don't really have to do anything multifaceted. That's why number one right here is Charlie D'Amelio. Okay, I don't know what she does. I'm not going to care what she does, but she makes $151,411 per post. And she probably posts multiple times a day. She probably gets millions of views on her TikToks. Is that what they're called? TikTok posts. And God bless her. Right person, right time, right demographic, okay? She ticks a lot of boxes. She's kind of ethnically ambiguous. She could be Asian. She could be Latino. She could be some sort of black mix, okay? And she's attainably attractive. 18-year-old dancing queen from the USA earns, all that money. Her success has left her with a net worth of $28,625,600. You could probably round that up to being more or less $29, maybe $30 million with all the sponsorship deals and all that other fun stuff on top of that. I would imagine. That'd be a safe assumption, right? She's dancing to songs, and that's adorable. That's what TikTok, I don't know, that's what I associate TikTok with. Oh, really bad leftist takes, okay, and maybe some grooming behavior. That and chicks in leggings doing dances, okay, wonderful, fantastic. But you take a look at the rest of these folks, okay, yeah, you got this dude, he looks like he's doing that old Vine content, okay, that's terrific. Kahambi Lame. That, unfortunately, you should change your last name. Okay, but you take a look at these kids. Okay, he is, what, 18 or something like that? Actually, I don't know. I know that she's 18. Okay, the first one, Charlie, with an I, a stripper name. Our dude here is probably not that much older, I would imagine. Bella Porch. Okay, she's just under the 6-digit gang. All of these people, with the exception of the cuck, and it's a... Isn't that amazing? You know, it would make a lot of money on TikTok, Will, exposing your whore of a wife. But then again, or here, maybe, going to slap training. That would be appropriate. Self-defense. But you take a look at the top 4, okay? The top 4 earners that are on there. That's a lot of money for a lot of fucking young people, dude, okay? And that's going to have detrimental effects, okay? Because we're seeing it with people who aren't exactly all that socially aware, okay? People who haven't really had to grind for anything in their life being given a whole bunch of money. Okay, you take a look at some of those crypto dorks that are out there, which again, you were riding a crypto pump, you made millions of dollars, and then you just end up losing it because you have no sense of worth when it comes to money. Your mind has been tainted by the amount of money that has just been given to you. Some people take that money, okay, some people take that trust fund money and turn it into a greater fortune. They become wildly successful. I can't name anybody off the top of my head, but most of the people that just end up getting an endowment or getting a bunch of money off rip, like these TikTokers doing very little work, okay? Like, I was also thinking, because earlier in the past week, I watched Mr. Beast. This is going to sound really fucking off base for me, but Mr. Beast crossed 100 million views, or 100 million subscribers, sorry. The tremendous fucking accomplishment. And the kid is 24, but he's put in a lot of fucking work over the years. A lot of work. His videos are very extensive, very well produced, and very elaborate. He deserves all the success that he gets. Congratulations for your future success, because you deserve everything that you get off the back of what you put in, okay? These people just dancing around, okay, just lip syncing to songs, doing little 45-second hits. They aren't doing anything, okay? These are like the rich kids of successful parents, and unfortunately, for more often than not, they don't follow in the footsteps of their successful parents. They just become marks. I don't know, we're gonna have to see how this plays out in a long enough time frame. But ultimately, this, I don't see how this plays out well in the cultural zeitgeist. You give a bunch of people a whole bunch of money, and that's a destabilizing force that's even more powerful than anything you can imagine. And then you compare and contrast that with the first lady from the first article there, okay, who's whining and bitching, moaning and complaining. I was on a hit show and I can barely make enough for a mortgage. I was going to say rent, but that's not correct. At least remember that. Just don't put a gun to my head and say, what was her name? And it's like, I don't know, the average blonde. But he at least knows what it takes in order to go to a movie set, okay, to be a model, to have some sort of a regimented schedule. So, if she wants to stop whining and complaining, hop on TikTok. There's a lot of fucking money out there. So, long story short, be compelling, be better, be bigger in the projects that you're in. Just also mitigate that with the fact that easy money comes with hard problems. Hopefully, these people are taking note of that. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.